guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. So today's video is kind of a really spontaneous one. I just decided to just sit down and do it right now. And as you can tell by the title, it is 10 travel tips for Bali, or 10 tips for when you're going to Bali. Now, the reason why I thought I would film this video is because so many of you have been asking me questions about my Bali holiday. Like, it's not even funny that many of you are like messaging me about places to stay, who to fly with, what to do, what to bring, all that sort of stuff. So I kind of put together like 10 little dot points that I was going to talk about and just give you like my 10 main tips of advice for when you're going there. And yeah, I wish there was a video I could have watched like this before I went, because I was absolutely freaking out and I didn't know if, like, you just don't know what to expect if you've never been to that kind of place before. And I know so many of you are going now. It's like that time of the year. Everyone's going. Everyone's trying to get out of this cold. I'm just looking outside my window and it's just raining and grey and depressing, and I just want to go back. But anyway, I really hope you find some of these tips helpful. These are just the sort of things that I learnt along the way, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. So let's get straight into it. So tip number 1 would be do your research. Now, this might sound really straightforward, but trust me, you need to do a lot of research before going to a place like this. You need to do research, of course, with flights and accommodation. You need to research who you are going to fly with and who you feel comfortable flying with. There are a few different airlines that do fly to Bali, but in my experience, I would rather pay a little bit more money and go with a good, trustworthy airline. I flew with Garuda Indonesia. They were so good, very comfortable. We had in-flight entertainment, we got meals, we got blankets, we got little couches with like all little toiletries and socks and stuff in them. It was absolutely amazing. The airline was spot on, it wasn't running late, any of that sort of stuff. So I was really happy with Garuda. It was a little bit more expensive than, say, Tiger and all that sort of stuff, but I would definitely pay that little bit extra and fly with someone like that. I know Mel flew with Tiger and she said it was so uncomfortable, and she actually paid the same amount that we did, so she didn't actually even get that much cheaper. But yeah, so I would definitely do your research, go onto like Webjet and that sort of stuff and compare prices. That's how we did it. Yeah, we just jumped on Webjet and compared prices, and you can find good deals to go at good times and come back at good times. So I really recommend doing that. And the same thing is with accommodation. Figure out first where you want to stay. We stayed in the heart of Seminyak on Petit Tingit, so that was like so close to everything. Across the road from Potato Head, walk to markets, we could like walk to Kudeta, Seminyak Square, we could walk to all the shops, we could walk to all the cafes and restaurants. It was absolutely incredible. The best location. I think location is key, because definitely I wouldn't have had a good time if we stayed somewhere else. I know if you stay quite far out and you have to get driven everywhere, taxi rides are horrific, and I hated them so much. So trying to avoid transport to get to little places like that where you can just walk is definitely a lifesaver. So definitely think about where you want to stay. If you want to stay in like a nice sort of beachy, like really nice, that sort of area, Legian and Nusa Dua are really good for that. They were absolutely beautiful. Kuta, I personally wouldn't stay in Kuta. It's very busy. It's like very city-like, a little bit dirty. But if you're sort of into all like that club life and going out and all that sort of stuff, very city life, Kuta's great for that. And yeah, Seminyak was just, I would definitely go and stay back in Seminyak. I absolutely loved it. So yeah, definitely do your research about all the different places you want to stay. There are so many other places like Ubud and Uluwatu and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, do your research. Depending on what you want to do there and why you want to go, then that's where you would book. And also with the accommodation, there are a few different types of accommodation in Bali. You need to think about if you want to stay in like a hotel or an apartment or a resort or like a villa type thing. They do quite vary and they do make the experience quite different. We stayed in a villa, and I 100% recommend staying in a villa if you can. It completely changes the experience. You really feel like you're on a holiday. You really feel like you are in Bali. It's just so tropical, and you always have like your own you know, we had like our own little pool and outdoor shower, and it really just, it was amazing. And when I go again, I'm definitely going to stay in a villa again because it was just incredible. A resort would be nice as well, but I feel like you don't quite get that that sort of privacy or that villa feel. So yeah, definitely think about what you want to do, where you want to stay. If you feel like you're not really going to be staying at the hotel that much, then maybe just go with like a hotel type thing, because they are a little bit cheaper. But yeah, definitely keep in consideration what sort of place you want to stay and what kind of experience you want to get out of it. My second tip is plan activities. Now, I'm a huge planner and I'm really OCD, and I had to plan so many things we're going to do while we're over there, which is really important because you don't want to go over there and then be like, okay, so what do we do? Like, where do we go? So you want to be organized and plan ahead, but make sure you leave days free. Like, I reckon maybe plan half of your trip and then leave the other half free, because once you do get there, things will come up and things will pop up and you've got to try fit them in somehow. So I remember we had a few things that we already had planned. We had already planned that we definitely wanted to visit Potato Head, which we ended up visiting like 3 or 4 times because we were so close. And then we also wanted to go to Waterbomb for one of the days. We wanted to do like parasailing and the water activities on one of the days. We wanted to go visit waterfalls. We wanted to go visit temples. We wanted to do the tea and coffee tasting. We wanted to go whitewater rafting in the elephant safari park adventure as well. So there was a whole lot of things that we already knew we had to do, and sort of when we got there, we had like a little diary and we set out all the days and what we were going to do on each day, and then we had our free days in between, which was like, okay, you know, you guys do what you want, we'll do what we want. We kind of planned, we're like, okay, well, this night let's go to the market, this night let's go there, this night let's go there. We have a free day here, let's go to the spa. I know we had a couple of free days where we went to the spa and we got like pedicures and massages and we got hair treatments and all that sort of stuff. So it's really important to have those free days because things will come up and you do want to relax. Like, some people literally just go on holidays and just lay by the beach the whole time, and that's totally cool. But for someone like me, I just want to experience and do heaps of stuff. So I like to plan, and it's just so much easier when it's written down and you're like, okay, so this is going to happen this day, this is going to happen this day, and then just have your days that are like free and you're like, okay, I'm going to do whatever today. So I reckon that's really important to have that healthy balance. My third little point is get a driver. So in Bali, there are a lot of people that work as like a driver, and they sort of just pick you up and drive you around, and they will take you to all these places like really far, like long drives, and then they will actually wait for you there. That's just their job, that's what they do. They wait for you to know, you know, do your thing, you go visit your places, and then you come back and they take you to another place, and anyway, and they just drive you around wherever you want to go. We had a driver, his name was Katut. He was incredible, and he took us to all these places. He took us to go see all these places that we didn't even know were there, which was amazing, because sometimes it's good to kind of have that tour guide as well, that person who knows where they live and they know all these really cool places, and they've taken all these people to these places so they know what you're gonna like. So yeah, he also picked us up from the airport and dropped us off, which was amazing, because when you get to the airport, you kind of get flooded with taxi drivers and they're just like trying to like offer you rides, and it's like, oh, what do I do? So it was awesome because we had our driver, and we just booked him in for the day, so we wanted to do the all-day trips and the far trips where we needed him, and that was absolutely incredible. It's just so hassle-free, you feel safe, like it's a really good way to get around. So I definitely recommend getting a driver. My fourth tip is don't overpack, because you are going to buy so much over there and you want to make sure you can actually bring it back. Don't even bother bringing pants or anything like that. Like, you won't wear them, and you'll just want to really bring really light flowy clothes because it is so hot. Don't even bother bringing towels or anything like that. Usually the places you stay at will provide those. Girls, don't go crazy on the makeup. I just bought a little tiny makeup bag with a little bit of makeup that I thought I might wear, and honestly, the first day I wore waterproof mascara, and then I completely gave up on makeup for the rest of the trip. So I don't know how other people are, because I did see a lot of people that were wearing makeup, but in my opinion, there is just no point bringing it, because it just sweats right off and you feel disgusting, and you just want, like, I don't know, in that environment, you don't really care. Like, you kind of feel like just being makeup free. Like, if I was wearing makeup in Bali, I'd kind of be like, oh, I feel a bit weird, you don't fit in. And it's all tourists and nobody cares what you look like anyway, so don't overpack, don't go too overboard on the way there, because you will buy so much over there, because there are so much cool things you can buy and everything's so cheap, so you'll end up bringing a whole lot of stuff home. My 5th tip is a funny one, because we actually learnt the hard way. Make sure you bring lots, and I mean lots, of sunscreen and insect repellent. Someone told me, make sure you bring lots of sunscreen because it's really expensive over there. I was like, yeah, okay, so I brought 2 bottles. 2 bottles between me and Alec, and we went through those 2 bottles halfway through our holiday. Like, I'm not even joking. We went through those 2 bottles that quick, because you have to wear sunscreen all the time because you're outside all the time and it's so hot and you're gonna burn. And yeah, so we bought 2 bottles, and a bottle of sunscreen here is what, like $10 max or something. When we ran out, we went to the pharmacy and it was about $30 for a bottle of sunscreen. We were like, oh my god, are you joking? But we had to buy it because you just have to. Next time I'll be definitely bringing bigger bottles and a lot more sunscreen with us, because that was just so annoying having to spend like 60 bucks on sunscreen. Like, I can't even. And the other one is insect repellent. We ran out of 2 bottles of that as well, and then we ended up having to buy more. I would really recommend getting like the strong one. We had the Bush something one and Rid, and they were both really good. But then they had another one in Bali that we bought when it ran out, and it's like a natural one and it smells really nice. It kind of smells like citronella-ish. So it doesn't have that gross insect repellent smell, and it doesn't leave your skin feeling greasy or like slimy like the other ones did. And that one wasn't too expensive, so that one was really nice, and I actually bought another one to take home because I really like the smell of it, and it didn't like feel gross at all. It kind of smelled nice and it felt nice. But yeah, make sure you bring insect repellent and make sure you wear it every single night, because the mosquitoes come out at night and they aren't shy, and you wouldn't want to be getting one of those diseases, would ya? Number 6 is be careful of taxis. I think a lot of people don't realise the taxis in Bali, they're not legit, most of them. The only taxis that you should be jumping in is the Bluebird taxis. They're the only ones that we sort of jumped in because they do turn on the meter and they go by the meter. All the other taxis usually will refuse to turn the meter on. A lot of the times we couldn't find a Bluebird and we were desperate, so we just jumped into the other ones, and we asked him to turn the meter on and he goes, no. And then they try to scam you. It was actually when we went to go get a haircut with Alec. We got a taxi from Potato Head to where he got the haircut, and it literally cost like $1 to get there. And then we couldn't find a Bluebird on the way back, so we jumped into another one and we go turn on the meter, and he refused to turn the meter on. He goes, I'll take you back to Potato Head for like 20 bucks. We're like, no. It cost us $1 to get here. And he's like, nah, sorry, get out. And we're just like, okay then. So a lot of the time they will try to scam you and they won't turn their meters on. So be careful of that, and yeah, only jump into the Bluebirds if that's my biggest advice, because they're also a lot safer and they drive a lot safer. Some of the other ones were like driving like crazy, and it made me so sick and so scared because the roads are so scary. Number 7 is be careful how you exchange your money, and also plan the whole money situation. I had all my money on my bank card, and I sort of went to the ATMs and cashed out money whenever I ran out. So whenever I needed more money, I went to the ATMs and I cashed out money from my card. That was by far the safest way to go about it. I know the other 2 guys that we went with, they brought all their money in cash. Number 1, they felt quite unsafe because they had to stash all their cash in a safe in the villa, and like I was like, are you actually stashing all that cash in there? Because I think they bought a fair bit. And then also when you go to the money exchanges, it's kind of, I just feel like it's not as safe, and because it's so much, like the currency is so different and it's so huge, and you just don't realize how easily you can get scammed, and they got scammed so many times. But you just need to be really careful. In my opinion, the safest way is to just do the ATM, because the ATM can't exactly scam you, and you know exactly how much you're getting. Just make sure you count it after it comes out. And yeah, I wouldn't even bother bringing cash and trying to exchange it, because I just find that really unsafe, and they do try to scam you, and they do tricks where they do steal your money, and yeah, just don't do it. Number 8 is be careful of alcohol. whenever you go out somewhere, try to always get a bottled drink. Because a lot of places are a bit dodgy and they make their own alcohol or whatever they do, I don't know, but they can be quite dodgy, and a lot of people get alcohol poisoning. If you're going to like the legit places, the really upper class places, you can have cocktails and stuff, that is fine because you know they'll be fine. But anywhere else, I would recommend just getting bottled drinks, like get your beers and your Smirnoffs and all that sort of stuff, because it is just so much safer. And a lot of people do get alcohol poisoning and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, just be really careful where you are getting a poured drink or a cocktail and that sort of stuff. My 9th tip is be careful with bookings and that sort of stuff, and sort of plan ahead for all the places that you need to book. For example, with Potato Head, the first day we actually got there, we got there sort of around 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we got there and we're like, oh cool, there's like some really cool sunbeds by the water, like how do we get one? And we asked at the front and they're like, yeah, so you have to book those in advance. And we're like, oh, okay. And there was nowhere else to sit. It was absolutely packed. So they ended up saying, all right, well, we'll put your name on the list and we'll come find you if somebody leaves. Anyway, we went up to the SOOO bar and we had a couple of drinks just in the water, and we sort of had to just put our stuff in a basket on the side. And then they actually called us up and they gave us the little sunbed and stuff. So we got to sit there and order food, and it was so comfy, and we stayed there for the rest of the night. You would have seen that in my vlog, the one that Mel was in. And then the second time we actually went, we went in the morning. So Potato Head opens at like 10 o'clock. If you want to get a sunbed for the whole day, you actually need to be there before they open. So you need to be there at about 9 and reserve your sunbed. Then you can just wait there, or you can leave and then come back. So what we actually did was we got there and we booked like a really good sunbed in a good spot, and then we either left and got breakfast and came back, or we just sat there and just waited. So that's what you have to do if you want to get a sunbed for the whole day, because otherwise you're not going to get one and you're going to get like a really shitty spot, because the sunbeds are seriously the best ever, trust me. It completely just, yeah, makes the experience. And Potato Head is definitely the type of place where you want to stay all day. It's like an all day thing, so I would definitely leave like a day to go there if you do want to check it out, because it's awesome. But yeah, just be wary of places that need bookings, sort of stuff like the water rafting and the elephants and stuff. We had to do bookings for that online, and for a lot of other stuff you need to do bookings. So if you do have any activities in mind, do your research to see if you do need to book or anything like that in advance. So number 10, my last tip is I'm going to give you a few items that I definitely recommend bringing, and you probably wouldn't even think about them, but they will save your life. So the first one is mozzie coils. So they're like these round little swirly things, and you burn them and they just, the mozzies just don't go near them. So that was the best thing I ever thought of to buy. Like, I don't even know where it came from. I was just kind of thinking about mosquitoes, because our lounge area was actually all open. So at night, if we were sitting out there or in the pool, there would be so many mosquitoes around us. So I was like, I'm gonna get those mozzie coils. And I actually got a big pack of 30 and I brought them. I got them from like some kind of camping shop or something like that. And we had them burning all day and all night, and they were a lifesaver. We didn't have to worry about the mosquitoes at night, and we could just sit comfortably in the lounge area and in the pool and that sort of stuff, and not have to worry about getting eaten alive. Another thing I would definitely bring is Hydrolite. You probably will get sick. I think everyone gets sick because it is such a change of climate to what we're used to, and the food is so different and all that sort of stuff. You probably will get sick, and Hydrolite will really help you hydrate after being sick. Whether it comes out that end or that end, it's gonna happen. So you gotta keep hydrated, and you gotta keep your electrolytes up and all that sort of stuff. So Hydrolite will definitely come in handy. I just bought like the little sachets of the powder one, and it came in so handy so many times. Another one is travel sickness tablets and Panadol and that sort of stuff. I did get quite a few headaches because of the heat and the humidity. And travel sickness tablets, do I need to say more? Make sure you bring travel sickness tablets. You can actually buy them at the pharmacy over the counter. So if you forget, it's okay, you can get them over there. But oh, you need travel sickness tablets. Like, trust me, if I didn't have them, I would have been sick more than once. Because I got sick in nearly every single car ride. Other things I would really recommend bringing is like a facial mist. Facial mists are so refreshing in the hot weather. You literally just want to sit there and spray yourself all the time. So that really came in handy as well. I always just grab my little mist and just spray my face all the time. It was like, eh. And hand sanitizer and wet wipes. Bring a little packet of like wet ones and hand sanitizer in your bag wherever you go. I'm not joking, wherever you go. And tissues. Oh my god, bring tissues. Because a lot of the time you'll go to the public toilets, they'll be disgusting. You will want to vomit because some of the toilets are absolutely revolting. And a lot of the time they use hoses, they don't use tissues. So for us girls that are used to using tissues, we need our tissues, otherwise we'll feel like we wet ourselves. And then like your wet wipes and your hand sanitizer. Do I need to say more? Because ew, like some of the stuff is absolutely disgusting. Some of the toilets were so bad, and some of them you actually have to pay for to use them, and they are so disgusting. And god, like that some of those toilet experiences will be something that I'll never forget. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a few things. If you are going to Bali, I hope you have the most amazing time. I'm definitely planning on going very soon again. I've got a few big trips coming up, so I have to sort of wait for them to go by and then I can go to Bali again, because I absolutely loved it and there's still so much I want to see and so much I want to do over there. So yeah, I hope you got your little pen and paper out and jotted down some notes, because trust me, there are a lot of things that you wouldn't even realize that would happen, and they do. So you want to make sure you're prepared for them. So yeah, safe travels. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.